It all started with a sound. Not the roar of a crowd, not the crackle of fireworks. Just one clean, sharp crack, the kind that sends chills through every dugout. That sound would echo through the 2000s. A sound that defined an era. A sound that changed how we remember baseball. They say greatness isn't built overnight. But sometimes, it's built in the barrel of a bat. When you think of the 2000s, you think of power. Bonds, Pujols, A-Rod, Ortiz. Names that felt like thunder rolling across America's diamonds. But behind every home run, behind every unforgettable swing, there was one silent weapon, the bat. This wasn't just wood and metal. It was myth and memory molded into one. Every legend had their bat. And every swing told a story. The early 2000s were chaos. Steroids, records, redemption, baseball was living a movie. Yet in all the noise, something else was happening quietly. Bat makers were in a war of innovation. Louisville Slugger, Easton, Rawlings, they were all chasing perfection. Then came it. The bat that players started whispering about in locker rooms. The one pitchers secretly feared but would never admit it. A weapon so balanced, so explosive, that it felt like cheating, but wasn't. It wasn't just about the pop. It was about the feel. That perfect moment when the ball met the sweet spot, and the world seemed to freeze for half a second. Every contact felt like destiny. Kids wanted it. Pros demanded it. And when it hit the shelves, it vanished. Sold out. Overnight. But the story of that bat isn't just about design or power. It's about what it represented, a new generation of hitters who believed in something beyond the numbers. Take Barry Bonds in 2001. Every swing was poetry in motion. Every hit was a statement. He wasn't just using a bat, he was using an extension of his will. And when that ball flew into McCovey Cove, it wasn't physics. It was prophecy. Then there was Albert Pujols. Pure, relentless. The machine. He didn't swing with rage, he swung with precision. Like a surgeon carving history out of thin air. And the bat, that perfect piece of maple, became his paintbrush. You could hear it in the silence before contact. That deep breath, the tension. Then, boom, the crowd explodes. Another story born. But it wasn't just the sluggers. It was the kids in the sandlots, the college players in small towns, the late-night batting cages where dreams were hammered into reality. Everyone wanted that sound. Everyone wanted that bat. By the mid-2000s, the legend had grown. Players started customizing their grips, painting their barrels, naming their bats like knights naming their swords. Because to them, it wasn't just equipment, it was faith. Each scuff, each dent told a story of grind, glory, and heartbreak. Then came the scandals. The corked bats. The broken ones. The accusations. Suddenly, the same tool that symbolized greatness became a weapon of suspicion. But the real bat, the one that earned its reputation through craftsmanship, not trickery, stood above it all. Its wood came from the cold forests of Pennsylvania. Hand-picked, seasoned, balanced. The kind of quality you could feel in your palms before even swinging it. Hitters said when you held it, you knew. It wasn't light, but it wasn't heavy either. It just felt right, like it belonged to you, even before you took the first swing. The 2000s were full of moments that defined baseball. The heartbreak of 2003. The curse breaking of 2004. The dominance of 2009. And through it all, that same iconic silhouette kept reappearing on highlight reels. Cameras caught it spinning out of hands after walk-offs. Fans caught broken shards of it in the stands, and kept them like holy relics. It wasn't just a bat. It was the bat. Even pitchers knew it. They'd look at it in the batter's box and feel a chill. They knew the difference between a hitter and a hitter wielding that bat. Coaches swore by it. Scouts chased it. And decades later, when people talk about that golden age, they don't just remember the players. They remember the weapon that carried them. But like all legends, its time came to an end. New models, new tech, new rules. Composite materials replaced tradition. The old maple bat became a relic, a ghost of a wilder time. Yet even now, when an old player picks one up, they smile. Their hands still remember the feel. Their hearts still remember the sound. Because the truth is, greatness isn't about what's new. It's about what endures. That bat endured. Through scandals. Through slumps. Through time. Every swing with it was a heartbeat in baseball's story. Every crack was a promise kept to the game itself. So when people ask, what was the best baseball bat of the 2000s? They're not really asking about the model. Or the make. They're asking about a feeling. That feeling when the ball leaves the bat and hangs in the night sky. When a crowd of 50,000 holds its breath. When a kid watching on TV decides, that's what I want to do. That's what the best bat did. It didn't just hit home runs. It created believers. And long after its wood has splintered, its legend still echoes in every backyard, every batting cage, every dream. Because sometimes, greatness doesn't have a name. It just has a sound. Crack. The sound of the 2000s. The sound of forever.